So tell me, what is your film about and what can you tell me about your characters?
So the movie is about three teenagers in the eastern France of the 90s. It's centered around the character of Anthony. I play Stephanie,
And I play Asin.
about the difficulty of passing from teenagehood to adulthood in a different social background. And so their destiny will be mixed during the film. And yeah, so.
What was it like for you to meet on set for the first time, and how did you manage and work on your on-screen chemistry and the way you try to portray your characters?
Us?
Yes.
We had one scene
scene.
together. Yeah, we had one scene. We got
Actually,
along
not
in
good.
real life, so
She's not good.
we became friends during the shooting. So, but we don't have scenes together in the movie. So, yeah.
Have you read the novel and what did you make of it?
No, I read the novel, I think, 3 years ago, but it really talks about things that I went through, in my real life, because I grew up in the South. But the people that are like, we don't speak about them. They don't have a lot of access to like culture, life, things, and they're just like, they just live and they have like no opportunities or like anything. So reading that novel was like incredible because, it spoke to me in a way.
Well, I didn't grow up in the South, but I really loved the novel. I first read it actually, when it came out, I think in 2018 or something like that. I really loved it, and I lost the book because I was moving and everything. The book re-emerged from the ground when I had the casting, which was incredible sign of the sky, I guess. And yeah, I think it was really moving, and like it speaks about reality for a lot of French people, and it was very interesting, and yeah, I loved it.
You were both born after the summer of 1990, so I'm curious how did you get ready for it, and what did you make and think of a time when cell phones and social media weren't the thing in a teenage life?
Actually, it was easy because reading the book, you really like dive into this world. Reading the script too, and when you wear the clothes, when you're on set, when you see all this like, set and things, how it was before. And me, I grew up with a lot of adults. It was not the most difficult part of it to like dive into this like 90s era.
Yeah, I agree with Said. I think our generation really listened to a lot of music from this time. We like the fashion from this time, the movies and everything. So it's really a big part of our culture, if I can say. So it wasn't so difficult to dive into it, but to prepare for the role, I think I was listening to the directors Zoran and Ludovic Bukerma made a playlist on Spotify that I was listening a lot before shooting the movie. Try to understand the characters and do our best, I think.
Said, I have a question for you. Can you tell me more about how your character changes from the sort of a young villain into a very responsible adult? And I wanted to also ask, do you believe that the way society thinks about migrants also affected the way he makes his actions and the way he is during his like younger era and stuff like that?
I won't say he becomes responsible, he just accepts his fate of just being a nobody. Because he really wants to become someone, he really wants to become like rich, he wants to become important, as a lot of people coming from these kind of like places, because you're not respected for who you are, you're like rejected, you don't have access to things. So at some point you just want to like not rule the world, but these kind of people, they grew up with like Scarface, those kind of movies, even all my friends in real life. So it's just like you want to become important, you want to become seen, you want to be seen, right? And so I won't say he becomes responsible, he just accepts that it will be impossible for him to make it out.
Your character's relationship with Anthony, it's a very specific one because I wanted to ask firstly, how would you describe it, and also why do you think like it's very tangible for the viewer that they're in love, but still they're not really showing that they're not really acting like they're in love. So I'm curious about How did you manage to achieve this sort of final effect?
I think Stephanie is really drawn to Anthony because something familiar for her. He comes from the same town, they know the same things, but at the same time, he represents everything she wants to escape. It makes their relationship impossible because what makes Stephanie really alive or trying to survive is that she wants to escape this world. She doesn't want to look like her parents. So it's impossible to have a love story with this guy, but at the same time, she's really drawn to him. So to achieve this, I mean, it was well written, to be honest, by Nicolas Mathieu at first, and then the adaptation of The Brother was amazing. It was really close to the novel. We didn't want to do it like I was the mean girl and he was like the poor loser guy, you know? It was more about two teenagers passing from teenagers to adults and the complexity of all of it, and its relationships are always hard at this time, and we just try to portray it in the most honest and vulnerable way without putting too much like cases for everyone. So.
And how did you work with the directors, and maybe what did you learn from them?
First, I really loved their work, previous work, Willy Premier and Teddy, for example. I think it was really nice to work with people that are not so old. It's true that they are really close to age with us.
Yeah.
They are 30-year-olds, and they're really nice. And it's really, I think it's really amazing to work with twins directors because it's so special. You know, they have their own ways of talking together on set and to sort out different problems of anything. You know, it could be anything. They will just sort it out together in their own language and and then go back to working. And I think they're really professional and they know exactly what they want. And they're really, yeah, it was great to work with them. It was interesting.
True. Me, I was amazed because these guys were like doing storyboarding every day. So it was like everything they wanted, it was really precise. That was good. And as Angelina said, like it's good to work with like young people because we're like not far from them, you know.
Yeah.
And it's funny, and they're funny. The brothers are funny, so it's like really cool. So that's cool to have people that are passionate. Like you really feel like you're not being left alone.
And how can you feel that they're passionate? Like
They live for cinema, like really, both of them. We spoke together, and not even speaking about this film, but they used to write like features when they were like 16. And then the way they speak about movies, what they do, what they write, and how they work. Yeah,
Like
how
what-
they
what
work
they
on set. It's really like. It made me happy because when you work with people like that, you're just like, oh, okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what we need.
are you also both passionate about the cinema? I ask because that's how people find a common language, right?
Of course, exactly. That's exactly it. Are you passionate about cinema, Angelina Woreth?
Yeah, of course, but I think it's different. It's different because they are directors, obviously. But yeah, of course, I'm passionate about cinema.
What's next for you guys, and would you like to work together, this time properly on set again?
Me, no.
I was sure about this.
What's next for Angelina? Ma vie, ma gueule by Sophie Filière.
Well,
Auditioning.
I'm starting a movie in by the end of September with Mélanie Laurent and Pierre-Yves Cardinal. It's the first movie of Joséphine Japy. She's an actress, but she's starting to direct. And it's a very personal movie about a young girl growing up. She has a disabled sister. She has a disease, and it's about growing up in this family. And so this is what I'm doing. And yeah, Ma vie, ma gueule is going out in theaters in the 16th September.
I have a movie coming out, and that's it, which was in Cannes, La Pampa. You should watch it with their children after them.